Hello everyone, if I could get you to take a seat in the auditorium now. If you want to be able to sit on one of the seats, all you need to do is click on the green icon. So if you hover over the chair, it will come up with a green circle. If you click on that, that will pin you to the chair. So let's get started. First of all, welcome to everyone to Virtual Reality Real Relevance. The whole purpose of today's conference is to explore the impact of Web3, the metaverse, and AI, and how this intersection of digital technology and this digital convergence of technology, where they all underpin each other, is changing our relationship to digital technology and what it could mean for the future of engaging in digital spaces. So when I came up for the name of this conference, which was Virtual Reality Real Realms, immediately I thought when I started typing it out, it sounded like VR, which is what it sounds like when you're cold in virtual reality. That's my one spontaneous joke for the whole event. So obviously when you try something new, you never know if it's going to work out, but I'm really glad that we have so many people in the room. We have some fantastic speakers joining us on some really interesting subject matters, and they are going to lead you on the journey of what it means for these technologies to be impacting our day-to-day life. And they come from all sorts of different sectors and industries. We have different age groups and worldwide participation. So we really have got a diverse range of speakers and interests. So hopefully you can be connected with people that you find are going to bring new ideas, new concepts, and interesting thoughts to these conversations. So for those of you who haven't met me before, hi, I'm Jamie Bykov-Brett. My role is a digital innovation specialist and a metaverse architect. So essentially what I do is I help organizations marry up the people element and the technological element and the intersection where those two diverse spheres meet in order to be able to find ways to help organizations and business leaders leverage the potential of innovative technology in a way that solves the challenges that their organization is facing. Now, I will be running operations behind the scenes today, so I will be your voice of God, your VOG. This is a space that me and my brother Linford created as part of MetaHub, so it really does feel like being God in your own virtual space at the moment. So anything that it comes to operations and running through the day will be helping support you. Linford will be on the Zoom link as well as the chat, and we'll be able to help out any technical problems that you might find, as well as trying to run the show in the background from here. So I've mentioned one of the organizations that's heavily involved with this, and that's MetaHub. So MetaHub is an organization where we design virtual reality conferences and events, or at least the metaverse spaces for people to be able to participate in. Another arm of that is Distributed Republic, which is a free to join learning community that helps people understand more about Web3, the metaverse and AI, and how they can be connected to it, looking at making sure that these technologies are supporting the most amount of people possible. We're always talking about progress isn't progress if it's always the same people benefiting from it. So that's just one of the ways that we can help support more people to leverage these new technologies. And the third one is Verseprop, and Verseprop are the organization that work with metaverse real estate. So essentially, they use it to create a metaverse real estate platform in order for you to be able to sell and rent virtual spaces. You'll be hearing a little bit more from them from Joel later on this afternoon, who will talk a little bit more about what Verseprop does and how people can start to monetize these virtual worlds. So if you haven't been in a spatial space before, here are some of the basic controls that you need to know. Your arrow keys are directional, so they'll take you in the direction that you need to go in. If you hold an arrow key and the shift key at the same time, you will run in that direction. You can mute and unmute by clicking the M key, really important for panelists. So if you click M, that will mute or unmute you. If you want to be able to show your agreement with what a panelist is saying or anyone in the room, you can hit the Y key and that will give a good thumbs up, and you'll see the little emoticons that come with that as well. If you want to be able to show your appreciation, and at the end of all of the speeches, if we can get you to press the C key, which is a clap, that will be able to make sure you can show your appreciation that way. If you want to be able to take a photo or recording at any point, if you press Alt-T, that will be able to get you a screen cap of what you're seeing in your virtual space and put it straight into your downloads. And you can also use the gallery button, which is the Enter key. So if you toggle that by clicking on and off, that will turn on the gallery mode. If you're having any microphone issues at any point, go to the settings bit by going to the top top right hand corner where there's the three dot icon. If you go to settings, go to audio video settings, and then select a different microphone, that's probably going to solve 90% of the problems. If you're still running into issues, it might be that the microphone is being used by another application. So do make sure to close down any other windows that you might have open in the background or anything like that, and then try again. You might need to jump back in the space to be able to make that work. Just to set some expectations for the day, this is going to be organized chaos. This is the way that any kind of event in this kind of space works at the moment. Do make sure to have patience with this. We will be doing a lot of experimenting throughout the day. There's obviously a learning curve when you bring people into this space, so you need to make sure that they all have opportunity to be able to learn, and we create that psychological safety for people to try out new things. The white chairs at the front are for the panelists. The red chairs are for the audience. If you have any technical issues, don't try and talk over the room speakers. What I would suggest doing is using the chat or the Zoom technical link that we've put, and that should be able to help you to solve any technical problems that you're encountering. Finally, make sure to have fun. This is an opportunity to learn from really important, really clever people, and we want to be able to make sure that you get the most out of it as well. But let's make sure we enjoy the day as much as we can. So the conference agenda, we have 3 panels and 1 presentation for today. The first panel is Virtual Vogue, so we're going to be looking at the immersive future of fashion in that one. Then we're going to have Joel from VerseProp talk about Profit and Pixels, how to monetize virtual spaces. The third one is Virtual Yet Real. So this is how can we look at that intersection between technology and people, and what does it mean to be participating in a world where those boundaries between our physical and our digital world have become further eroded. And finally, our last panel is AI, XR and Web3, transformative forces in business. So we're going to be looking at how these technologies and the convergence of them is changing the digital landscape, particularly from a business perspective. Also, if you'd like to stay behind at the end, you can join us for some networking and try out some of the different features that we have in our rooms, and also to be able to connect with anyone that you've got on with throughout the whole day. So each of our panels is going to be 30 minutes long. Each panelist will be asked to do a 90-second introduction of themselves. Make sure that you share the air. What I mean by that is if you haven't said a lot, make sure to step forward. But if you've been talking a lot, make sure to take that step back as well. Make sure that everybody has that opportunity to talk. If you're a panelist and you want to indicate that you've got something to add, you can click on the Y key, and that will just give the moderator the knowledge that you've got something that you want to add to it. And if the moderator takes the far right hand chair, then that will be fantastic to make sure that you're able to see everything that's going on. Without any further delay, we're going to jump into our first panel, which is Virtual Vogue. I'm going to take you up to the cinema space, and we're going to launch our virtual reality conference.